Here's the most expensive mistake almost everyone coding with AI is making right now. And they have no idea they're making it. They let the same AI that wrote the code be the one that decides the code is good. Think about that for a second. You ask the AI to build a feature. It writes the code, reads its own code back, nods at its own work, and tells you it's solid. That's not a review. That's a suspect investigating his own crime. Of course it approves. Whatever blind spot put the bug in is the exact same blind spot now signing off on it. And that's how broken code sails through into your live app wearing a green checkmark. Stick with me because I'm going to show you the exact 2-layer guard I run on real production software, the 2 AI reviewers, the gates that can't be argued with, the whole setup. And by the end, you'll know precisely why 1 layer is never enough. Hi, I'm Alex Brockway, and a year ago, I couldn't write a single line of code. Today, real companies run on software that I built, and on this channel, I show you exactly how it's done. So here's the core idea, and once it clicks, you'll never set up a review the same way again. Every change that wants to ship clears 2 completely separate guards, not 1, 2. Separate on purpose, because each one catches exactly what the other is blind to. The first guard is an AI review pass, a separate agent, not the one that wrote the code. Reads the change and reviews it for judgment. Does this actually do what you asked, or just something that looks close? Did it quietly break something 3 files over that nobody asked it to touch? Is there a simpler way it lazily skipped past? That's the review a good senior engineer does. The judgment you can't write down as a fixed rule because it lives in taste and context. The second guard is deterministic gates, and I love these because they have no opinion and they cannot be charmed. Lint, type check, the build, security scans, all of the tests pass or fail every single time. No mood, no Friday afternoon shrug. You can't sweet talk a type checker. It doesn't care how competent the AI sounded. Now, here's why you need both, and this is the whole game. The deterministic gates are perfect at what they check and stone blind to everything else. They'll happily weave through code that compiles flawlessly and does exactly the wrong job. A type checker has no idea you asked for a delete button and got an edit. Both type check fine. The AI review is the opposite. Sharp on judgment and intent, bad on being exhaustive. It might miss a type error the linter catches in a heartbeat. So you run both, and the gaps stop lining up. The AI catches what the rules can't describe. The gates catch what the AI might wave through. Belt and suspenders. A change merges only when both are green, and you've signed off on it yourself. Let me get specific about that first layer, because the word that matters most here is independent, and it's the part people fumble. I run the AI review in 2 passes that do 2 different jobs. The first is a fast local pass. The second, the deterministic checks go green on my machine before the check is even formally up for review. A quick second opinion pass reads the diff right there locally and catches the obvious, "Oh, you should have seen that," misses for basically nothing. Cheap, instant, kills the dumb misses early. Then the real review happens once the change is up for merge. And here's the move almost nobody makes. 2 independent reviewers read it, not 1, but 2. And they're from 2 different AI companies. I use Claude and ChatGPT's Codex. That's deliberate. They're trained differently, so they're suspicious in different ways. One notices a security pattern, the other slides right past. The other flags a fragile edge case, the first one didn't blink it. It's a panel, not a single judge. And neither of them is the agent that wrote the code. That's the non-negotiable. 2 trained, different reviewers isn't redundancy, it's diversity. 2 different ways of being suspicious about the exact same change for almost no extra cost. And what are they hunting for? Regressions. Did this quietly break something nearby? Convention breaks. Did it wander off your project's patterns? Overcomplicated solutions. Did it build a cathedral where a shed would do, missed edge cases, and the big one a machine check can never see, a judgment level hole, like an authorization gap where a user could reach data that isn't theirs. A linter will never catch that. It's technically valid code. It's also a breach with a launch date, the kind of hole you need a reviewer with actual judgment to smell. Now, the second layer, the deterministic gates, and those run in CI on every single change. For me, that's GitHub Actions. Here's what's actually in there, because the specifics are the point. There's a validate gate, one command, lint plus type check plus the architecture drift check. That's your project's conventions, actually enforced instead of just hoped for. Plus the production build, all of it, all or nothing in a single shot. And here's the part I want you to really hear. It's the exact same validate you run locally before you push. Same command on your machine, same command in CI. So failures surface early on your laptop, not at the embarrassing end. There's a security gate, automated security and dependency scan, including a secret scan that flat out blocks a committed key because somebody eventually pastes an API key into a file and tries to commit it. And that gate stops it cold before it ever touches your history. There's a smart move on speed. Each per change run only checks what the change actually touched, the changed code and its direct dependence, so it comes back fast instead of making you wait on every tiny edit. Then a full backstop. After a merge, the whole suite runs across everything to catch a cross-cutting break the fast, narrow one couldn't possibly see. Fast on the way in, thorough after it lands. And then the final gate, the one that protects your business, a promotion gate. Code moves toward production behind that green pipeline, so nothing reaches your customers that didn't clear every guard. But the deploy itself, operator triggered, a human approval on the production step. It never ever ships itself. And two rules hold this whole structure up. First, everything blocks, nothing just warns. A gate that only warns is decoration. It prints a little yellow caution. Everybody learns to scroll right past it by Tuesday. And now it's catching nothing while making you feel safe, which is way worse than no gate at all. A blocking gate is a law. It fails the build. It stops the change dead. So make your load-bearing checks block, or honestly, don't bother having them. Second, nothing auto-merges. Both layers gate, but you are the one who adjudicates. The system does every bit of the work right up to the edge, runs the reviews, runs the gates, lays it all out, then stops and waits for you to read the findings and say the word. It never takes the final step for you. That last call, it's yours. So let me hand you the gotchas straight, because these are the difference between a guard that actually protects you and a setup that just feels rigorous while quietly leaking. The biggest one, the one this entire video hangs on, an AI reviewing its own work, is theater. If the agent that wrote the code is the same agent that reviews it, you don't get a review. You get a competent victory lap over its own mistakes. It already decided the work was right. Asking it again gets you the same answer in a more formal font. Make the review an independent pass, different session, different model, ideally a different company. That one decision is most of the value. Second, and I learned this one the real way, a noisy AI review gets switched off, and then you have no review at all. A layer that cries wolf, runs slow, or burns through your budget gets turned off the first genuinely busy week. When you're shipping under pressure and out of patience for false alarms, and the second it's off, nothing's watching. So keep that AI layer tight and high signal, focused on real judgment calls, not nitpicking, so it survives the crunch. And lean on the deterministic gates as the part that's always on no matter what, because they're cheap and they never get tired and they never get annoyed. Third, a gate that warns instead of blocks does nothing. Said it already, saying it again, because it's the most common quiet failure there is. If it doesn't stop the change, it's a polite suggestion. And polite suggestions don't protect production. And fourth, Don't let either layer pretend to be the other. The AI won't reliably catch a type error. That's the linter's job. And the linter will never catch, "This is technically fine, but it's the wrong approach." That's the AI's job. Collapse the two into one, and you always leave a hole. You need both, doing their own jobs, covering each other's blind spots. And here's the quiet bonus underneath all of this. The pieces are cheap or already in your stack. The AI doing the reviewing is the same Claude Code subscription you already pay for. The gates run in CI on infrastructure you've already got. This doesn't cost you a fortune in tooling. It's mostly structure and discipline, wired up correctly, which honestly is the whole theme of this channel. So what's the model? 2 independent guards in front of every change. An AI review pass with 2 reviewers from 2 different companies, neither of them the author. Deterministic gates that block and can't be charmed. Everything blocks and nothing warns. Nothing auto merges, and a human opens the gate to production. And you've genuinely got enough right now to go look at your own setup today. Because if the only reviewer checking your AI's code is the same AI that wrote it, you just found the most valuable fix you'll make all month long. So here's where to go from here. And I mean it. Come hang out with us on School. I run a community and it is loaded. Nearly 10 hours of free training, including Foundations, the free course that takes you from never having written a line of code to actually building real software, step by step. A free library of starter templates and prompts, and a brand new video every single week. All of it is completely free. So come join us. The link, it's in the description. And let me be clear about exactly what Premium is, because most people, they have no idea. Premium is the inner membership of that same community. It's where the done-for-you build packs live, including this exact 2-layer guard. You don't configure the reviewers and the validate gate and the security scan by hand. You download the pack, point your AI at the start file, and it builds both layers straight into your own project. It starts by checking what gates you already have and what's missing, then walks you through the rest one step at a time. You go from the AI grading its own homework to a real independent review plus a blocking pipeline in a single session. That pack plus 15 more, every one a real piece of the production stack that I run every day. It's another 10 hours or so of deeper courses. It's the full resource repository, every template, prompt, MCP, and skill. And it's weekly access to me directly to get your own build unstuck. What's free teaches you the pattern. Premium hands you the working machine and puts you in the room with me. But if that sounds like too much, you don't have to start there. And honestly, many of you probably shouldn't. Everything you need to begin is completely free. So grab the build kit and the free courses, all available on School. Again, the link, it's in the description. The build kit hands you the foundation this all sits on top of. And the free courses, they show you exactly how to use it. Get the structure under you, ship one real win, then come find us in School. Head over. We can't wait to hang out with you. And then hit subscribe. I put out a new video like this every week. Every one a real piece of how I actually build. I'll see you on the next one.